Ladies and gentlemen, let's imagine as an individual, let's say a high schooler, getting bullied at school. It is so painful to heart, but you have hope that it will end when you are home. But no, they eventually find your social identity and bully you through technology. And they are saying even more brutal word. They are committed cyberbullying to you. Cyberbullying is one of a big problem that needs a lot more attention, happen especially on teenagers and also impacting their life. Regarding this issue, some questions come and waking our minds. Who are one specific instance that really focus on fighting cyberbullying? Some perspectives say that school, a place where the most teenagers spend their time gaining education as a student from the teachers, have the rights to punish the act of cyberbullying even outside the school. But our thoughts are none that agree with it. Here, we as the opposition team oppose the idea of our motion of debate today that schools have rights to punish cyberbullying, especially when the act is occurred outside school. We will present our point of view and stating the pros and cons about this motion, but we think that it is likely better that school is not given that rights. Before going any further, I will state the limitation of our debate that I hope we all agree to narrow and specify. From the motion, we will talk about school, cyberbullying, and specifically group that get the biggest impact of the act of cyberbullying, teenagers. In this occasion, we came up with some goals and stances from our side. We want and we hope that as students and schools, we are agreed that schools shouldn't be given the rights to punish cyberbullying, especially occurred outside the school. Even cyberbullying is overwhelming in this country. We want to state the perspective that school shouldn't be bothering students' freedom of speech, but we are not denying school to act. We also offer a path where schools can contribute to the cyberbullying prevention and reaction, and one limiting teenagers to giving arguments or making statements. We are here not to force, but to convince. We also hoping that our proposal of how school is able to do these deeds safely will help to reduce the amount of people, especially teenagers, getting their life destroyed by cyberbullying. I'll propose 3 points as my argument. Firstly, I will talk about more detailed information about cyberbullying. Second, I will talk about pros and cons about why school actually can't have the full rights to punish the act of cyberbullying. And lastly, my session of debate will be closed with how school can deal better at facing cyberbullying practically. The first statement, let's talk about how bad actually cyberbullying as an evolution of bullying. Being anonymous in social media gave people an enhanced freedom of speech without thinking are what they say is appropriate in real life conversation or not. The act of cyberbullying includes spreading rumors or lies, sharing embarrassing photos or videos, making threats, or repeatedly sending hurtful messages with not thought about what if they did it on real life. The fact is, cyberbullying have slightly higher chance to cause mental issues, and more scary part of cyberbullying is occurred online means other people can see what happened, and for some unknown reason, there is chance of other find that some people are good subject of bullying from people that recognize the subject, or even some random account, and makes that act happen 24/7 non-stop until they are satisfied with their bullying. I'm not over-exaggerating things about cyberbullying. I'm just summarizing the usual pattern of cyberbullying that suffered 49% of teenagers in Indonesia. The negative impacts such as devastating and long-lasting mental issues, including psychological, emotional, and physical harm to the victim. Ultimately, we all know that cyberbullying is unempathetic and a huge threat until this current time. The end of the first argument leads us to the question in argument 2. Let's talk about some solutions that are implemented in Indonesia. About the law from government, there is Constitution of Electronic Information and Transaction, or Undang-Undang ITE in Indonesian, and some more. We are certainly glad that we know we have some law enforcement about cyberbullying besides the 1945 Constitution of the Republic of Indonesia, and some government instances such as Kominfo, KPAI dealt with the problem caused by cyberbullying. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough bringing schools as an instance to help the government controlling cyberbullying, since they are close to students and almost 92% of teenagers goes to school. But we doubt that for some major negative impact. Three of them is A. School will be looked as scary instance, even though they are doing the deeds to keeping students from cyberbullying. This will lead to the limitations of speech freedoms, which is again the Article 98, Paragraph 2 of the 1945 Constitution of the Republic of Indonesia. This will also lead to the prevention of students' development of ideas, since in their mind, one controversial arguments can be punished. B. Students inside and especially outside school will have infinite way to prevent school knowing that the act they committed. And if school try to research about it, it's a violation of students' privacy. And though it's for the greater good, students have rights to keep some information from school's knowledge. This means that students, especially outside school, will be less detected by school or even can't find anything at all, or even worse, end up punishing the innocent who just joking likely. School true purpose is to educate and bringing the environments that growing the students. If the school split the focus on teaching and monitoring students, it have higher chance that the teaching is going to occur poorly and the actual purpose of the school is damaged. Besides all of that, we still believe that school as an instance who are closer to students can bring good impact and preventing and reacting on cyberbullying. Ending argument 2 and start of the argument 3. School is not going to have full rights to controlling cyberbullying through punishment, but from education. School can educate the students, encouraging them to live in social media positively, growing their understanding and how bad cyberbullying is, and even better, teaching them to protect others against cyberbullying by supporting the one who get bullied online. School can also creating the statement for students to report any acts of cyberbullying, but with the student scale, so school can easily spot what is an actual cyberbullying or just a light joke. School might take cautiously since the cyberbullying is a complex problem that may differ the instance who have right to exert the problem under certain circumstances, and think that really important is school contacting the parents of the victim and culprit of cyberbullying, so school didn't actually giving punishment, but the family will decide. Even though punishment seems good to actually reduce the amount of cyberbullying decently, we can deny the fact that it also comes with so many disadvantages, while the soft way serve discipline but not waking students. Ultimately, cyberbullying is an act that needs attention, but schools should get full rights to punish cyberbullying act, especially when it occurs outside, because it may cause students uncomfortable at school, still not easy to spot the right act of cyberbullying, and the reduced effectiveness in learning. School can act softly to prevent and react about cyberbullying that occur in the group of teenager students inside or outside school area, but have less control to outside area. We are not completely agree that schools are given right to punish, but to educate and exert the condition softly. That's all for my speech, and I thank you for the attention.